This is the Velotric T1 ST Plus. In this review, first I'll walk you through all the components, tell you what the Plus means, then we'll get into some first-person riding footage, see how this bike performs. 27, and there's 28 on the Velotric display. And finally, some third-person riding footage where I'll give you the pros and cons of this lightweight electric bike. But first, let's take a closer look. So this is the second generation T1 ST. I first reviewed it last year. Largely, it looks the same, but there are some key differences. The major ones are going to be the peak power coming out of the motor. We'll see if it performs better on our hill climb test later. It also has an adjustable stem, and new on the bike is a color LCD display. There's a few minor changes besides that, but those are the major ones in my opinion. If you're watching this close to the release date, the current pricing is $12.99, regular pricing $15.49, and you might be able to save some money by using our link down in the description. That also is a free way to support the channel, so thank you so much for your support. The bike is offered in two colorways. This is the lava. I think it looks really nice. It's also offered in sand if you prefer a more understated look. The main selling point of the T1 ST is its lighter weight. It weighs just 39 pounds, meaning it likely will fit on a bike rack that you already own. You can haul it up to your apartment. It's just going to be much more easy to manage. Now, of course, there are some compromises with any lightweight electric bike, notably the battery and motor. We'll get into that. But even with its more sleek frame, it still has a high weight capacity at 330 pounds. And I really like that the company offers it in two different sizes. Size regular for riders 4'11" up to 5'9", or what you see here, size large for riders 5'6" up to 6'4". And of course, the size large fits me perfectly. Full leg extension, and even more, you can adjust the handlebars with this adjustable stem. I have it right in the middle for a slightly more upright riding position. I really like this change because it just allows you to have the riding position that you prefer. And if a lightweight electric bike isn't what you're looking for, but you're still looking for a city-oriented electric bike, be sure to check out Velotric's other bikes. We've done reviews on all of them. The Discover 1 Plus, or a step up from that, the new Discover 2. They have a full lineup of electric bikes at this point, and they've partnered with over 1,000 bike shops across the US. With that, let's get into all the components. For brakes, we have Tektro hydraulic disc brakes paired with slightly smaller 160mm rotors, though since this bike is lighter weight, I'm not concerned. They should stop just fine. The tires are Kenda 700C by 40C, and a little bit of a hybrid tread, making them slightly more capable. And that front wheel attaches with a through axle, and we have a Novatech hub, something not often seen on affordable electric bikes. There's mounting points on the rigid front fork. Nice clean look. Velotric badge on the front. Very nice internal cable routing that enters the head tube here. And even the hydraulic disc brake line is run through the fork. The front light attaches to the stem, runs off the main battery, and is 60 lux. And the rear light too runs off the main battery, is attached to the seat. It is not brake actuated. Moving to the cockpit, we have Tektro hydraulic disc brake levers. No motor cutoffs because this bike doesn't have a throttle, and the motor is also engaged with a torque sensor, so not necessary. The grips are ergonomic locking grips. You have a bell on the right, and we have Shimano's 8-speed trigger shifter. The handlebars have a slight swoop to them, and here is the new color LCD display. There is a USB port located beneath the display if you want to charge your device. Power button is on top. We have battery capacity on the top, speed in the middle, trip distance in the bottom. Hitting the power button will cycle through different information. Trip time, odometer, average speed, max speed, calories, CO2 saved, total time, and back to trip distance. The lights can be turned by holding pedal assist up. The light goes dim. And then we have pedal assist levels 0 all the way up to 5. But even more than that, holding pedal assist up and down at the same time I can go in here and change riding mode, eco, trail, or boost. And within that, you still have 5 levels of pedal assist. Now also in the advanced settings, you can change the speed limit. We'll turn that up to 28 for our first person riding footage. You can change the screen brightness. Highly recommend turning that up. There's auto power off. Apple Find My for you iPhone owners out there. Set units, connect to app. I'll show you how that works. Add new bike. Velotric T1 ST Plus. Scan the QR code. We'll call it Ryan's T1 ST. And there you go. You can change the bike settings, riding modes, speed limit. It allows you to update the firmware if there's an update available. You can also see the exact battery percentage, which is handy. But if you're using the app, maybe one of the most interesting things is you can track a ride. But what I like is you never have to use the app if you don't want to. You can still change the top speed and access those advanced settings if you want to. And one more thing with the display is you can hold pedal assist down and that will enable walk mode. There's a small indicator on the top left. You can see the wheel moving. Here's a look at the adjustable stem, 0 to 60 degrees. The battery is hidden into the down tube. It is 36 volt, 9.8 amp hours. The battery is UL2271 certified. The entire bike's electronics are UL2849. Be aware that the battery isn't meant for removal, say to bring it inside for winter. It's only meant to be replaced if it needs maintenance. And a cool thing for you hardcore commuters, while the battery is housed inside the frame, it's IPX7 rated. The entire bike is IPX6. Velotric is leading the way when it comes to ingress protection, which is really cool. There's 2 sets of bottle cage bosses on the down tube and the C tube here. For mounting, perhaps the best water bottle cage on the market. It's adjustable. You might even want to get the side load one so you can put your large water bottle right here. The charger port is located right here. It's a 2 amp charger. Included are plastic pedals and a rear mounted kickstand. The saddle is wider than you might otherwise expect on a bike like this. Velotric, designed by Seller Royale. The motor is 350 watts and right here, peak power, 600 watts, again engaged with a torque sensor. Can't wait to see how that does up our hill climb test. And the motor puts out 40 newton meters of torque. And we have a Shimano Altus derailleur, again 8 speeds, 11 to 32 teeth in the rear. Up front is a 46 tooth narrow wide chainring. Nice internal cable routing for the derailleur as well as the hydraulic disc brake. Motor cable runs externally. That's everything you need to know about the components. Let's see just how capable this is as a class 3 electric bike up to speeds of 28 miles per hour. All right, let's see how this bike performs. Now, much like there are other bikes with 15 levels of pedal assist, my recommendation is to just go into Eco, Trail, and Boost, whatever your preference is, and then use the 5 levels of pedal assist within that. I will start in Eco, and then we'll go through the 5 levels of pedal assist, and then go to Boost so we can see the differences. But especially on a bike with a smaller 350 watt motor that's only peaking at 600 watts, you're not going to notice a significant difference between all of these pedal assist levels since there's only so much power that the motor can really give you. So you're not going to notice a huge difference between these pedal assist levels. All right, pedal assist level 1, I'm going to shift down into first gear. Let's go to second and actually third gear. Now, I'm going to try to pedal just at a nice leisurely cadence. It is a bit windy today to really help you understand the torque sensor, which is going to give me more power. The more power I put in, I'll push harder in each pedal assist level, but easily cruising at 10 miles an hour. And I definitely don't feel any more power from the motor. That doesn't mean it's not giving it to me, but we are in the lowest level of pedal assist. This is how you're going to eke out maximum range on this bike. I'm going to shift up to fourth gear. Let's go into pedal assist level 2. And actually, I'm going to jump right to 3. Again, not a significant difference between these pedal assist levels. Still cruising at 13 miles an hour, though if I put in more power, we'll get to 15. All right, let's go into Eco pedal assist level 5. We'll see how fast I can get this bike in Eco. I did shift up into 5th gear, cruising at 15 or 16, put in more power. All right, 18, definitely still getting a workout in though, trying to get to those higher speeds. Let's go to 6th gear. All right, 20 and 22 miles an hour, but still quite a bit of work. Okay, now I'm going to go into boost mode. We'll stop so the display actually lets me do that. All right, there we go. Boost, pedal assist level 1. Already, based off of how this feels, unless you're really wanting to get a ton of range or you're really trying to get a lot of exercise, I imagine a lot of people, they're buying an electric bike after all. You're gonna put it in boost. You'll get to your destination faster. So pedal assist level 1, 6th gear, and I'm able to comfortably cruise at 15 miles an hour, which is really nice. And if I put in a little bit more power, we're likely already going to surpass what we saw in Eco pedal assist level 5. Yeah, this feels like more power than Eco pedal assist level 5. I do know with some of their other models, there's overlap with some of these pedal assist levels. Let's go into the boost pedal assist level 3. And then after this, we'll go into 5 and see if we can get this bike to 28. So able to cruise at 19 miles an hour according to the GPS, 17. Bouncing around speeds a little bit. Getting close to 20. This is just very leisurely cadence. All right, 7th gear. Let's put in more power. All right, now we're getting up to speed and not putting in, overly exerting myself, we'll say. There we go, 24, 25. Okay, that's much better. Let's go into pedal assist level 5. I'll slow down just to see what the cruising speed is. All right, yeah, over 20, 22, love that. So it's nice to really have the Eco Trail and boost, depending on the riding experience that you want. And I'm really happy to see that in boost, you get plenty of power to cruise at 21 without breaking a sweat. You can see my legs just spinning nice and easy. Could do this for a long time. All right, different day, less wind. Tires pumped up a little bit more. Boost, pedal assist level 5. We should be able to get to 28 here. Putting in some human power too, 24, 26, 27, and there's 28 on the Velotric display and on the GPS. All right. With that, let's get into our hill climb test and see how this bike performs. All right, here we go. This is the hill that I test out all the electric bikes that I review on the channel. The GoPro makes it look so much smaller than it is, so we'll put up a picture as well as the specs of this hill. And I already have it in boost. I'm just assuming I'm going to need the extra power to get up this hill. And I do have it in boost pedal assist level 1. So the question is, how much power do you have to put in yourself to climb a large hill like this? Now in pedal assist level 1, 1st gear, it's doable, but it would be a significant workout. Let's go ahead and go into boost 2. I don't feel a significant difference there. Let's go into 3 and to 4. All right, and 5. You're going to want this bike in the max pedal assist, more than likely on large hills like this. And you're going to have to put in some power, but I'm not putting in a ton of human power, just kind of spinning my legs in 1st gear, cruising at 8 miles an hour. Now, I do feel if I push harder on my legs, getting more power from the motor, 11. So if you're expecting this bike's motor to just climb this hill without any human power, this bike might not be for you. Though if you're considering this bike, you probably prefer to get a little bit more of a workout. It's a smaller motor after all. And I was able to get up the hill at 8 or 9 miles an hour without a ton of effort. All right, with that, let's get into some third-person riding footage. I'll give you my concluding thoughts on the Velotric T1 ST Plus. Same price, but objectively better. That's my take here. The T1 ST was $12.99 during my last review about a year ago, and now we have the Plus edition at the same price. That's the reality though with most generation products, isn't it? The addition of the color LCD display makes the bike more user-friendly and provides riders with more information. At first, the 15 levels of pedal assist might seem like a bit much, but I can see those who want just a tiny boost really enjoying the Eco pedal assist level. And hey, that might help you eke out Velotric's claimed 70-mile range. For me though, boost is where it's at, and it really delivers, allowing you to cruise into the 20-mile-per-hour range without much effort. Of course, if you don't want to. By the way, Velotric does offer a range extender battery, adding 4.9 amp hours to your existing 9.8 amp hour battery. The overall gearing with 8 speeds and a larger front chainring feels great on flat ground. Don't worry, I'll get to hills in a second. I'll also add that the sleek design of this bike really stands out. It looks and feels like a more premium priced e-bike. I think it was smart for Velotric to add an adjustable stem, allowing for a more relaxed riding position, only if you'd prefer, of course. They also fixed my previous gripe with the rear light, which now runs off the bike's main battery. The IPX rating should give commuters confidence to ride in all weather conditions. It's something that we don't see other brands yet talking about. Now let's talk about the key considerations. First, this is an obvious one. The bike prioritizes a lightweight design, which I believe is an underappreciated spec for the average e-bike buyer. The trade-off though is always in battery capacity and motor power. While the T1 ST Plus cruises easily on flat ground, large hills can be challenging due to the lower peak power 36-volt system and the difficulty in applying torque to the pedals to get more power from the motor when climbing a hill. A throttle could have alleviated this, but you typically don't see throttles on e-bikes with smaller batteries for obvious range reasons. And it's not that the bike won't help you climb hills, just expect to put in some effort. Let's talk about battery capacity. Just to give buyers an idea, this has about half the capacity of a traditional 48-volt 14 amp hour battery that is most common. On the plus side though, the range is extended with the torque sensor. It's just more efficient. And yes, it's 20 pounds lighter than many e-bikes. While the integrated battery design is sleek, keep in mind that you'll need to store this e-bike inside if you live in a colder climate like I do. And I have to mention the plastic pedals. For an e-bike that's likely to be ridden in urban environments, banged around a little bit, it would have been nice to see more durable metal pedals included. Remember, there's likely a Velotric discount code in the description. And if I've helped you decide on an e-bike, I have one favor to ask of you. Just use our link in the description before you make your purchase. Thank you so much for your support. If you're in the market for a bike that won't throw out your back when you carry it around, the T1 ST is worth considering, especially at its current sale price. It packs a lot of features you wouldn't expect at this price point. Let me know what you think of this e-bike in the comments section, and what other models are compelling for a lighter weight e-bike at this price point. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.